You're listening to Saturday Morning Media. And now, back to our show. Attraction Checklist is made possible by the Saturday Morning Media Patreon patrons. Not only do patrons get to hear these shows up to a week in advance before their release, they also get special downloads of just the recorded attraction audio for each episode, and they get exclusive bonus episodes about attractions from other theme parks. Consider becoming a patron today for as little as $1 a month over at patreon.com/Saturday Morning Media. And thank you for your support. My name is Grandpa Choco, and I invite you to join me on my quest to learn about and experience every Disney park attraction I possibly can. This is Attraction Checklist. Welcome to Attraction Checklist. This episode, we hop aboard the Walt Disney World Railroad for a grand circle tour of Magic Kingdom. The Walt Disney World website describes this attraction by saying, steam ahead on a vintage train for a grand circle tour of Magic Kingdom Park. There are no age or height requirements for this attraction. Now, before we hop the train to Main Street, here are 5 fast facts about the Walt Disney World Railroad. 1. The Walt Disney World Railroad opened with Magic Kingdom on October 1st, 1971. 2. When the park opened in 1971, guests could only take a Grand Circle tour as there were no other stations but the Main Street Station. The Frontierland Station opened on May 1st, 1972, and that station was demolished and rebuilt in 1990 to make way for Splash Mountain, and the third station, then called Mickey's Birthdayland Station, opened on June 18th, 1988. But then that station was demolished, rebuilt, and demolished again, and the current Fantasyland Station opened on March 12, 2012. 3. The 4 locomotives that work the line all have unique names. They are the Walter E. Disney, named after Walt Disney, of course, the Lilly Belle, named after Lillian Disney, the Roger E. Broggie, named after the man who oversaw the construction of the Walt Disney World Railroad, and the Roy O. Disney, named after Walt Disney's brother. 4. During a normal day of operation, each locomotive uses 25 gallons of fuel and 200 gallons of water per hour. And 5. On a normal day, there are only 2 trains running on the track. On a busy day, they will add a 3rd train to the line. Well, now let's take a Grand Circle tour of Magic Kingdom on the Walt Disney World Railroad. After we ride, I'll give you my thoughts on this attraction. This is a binaural recording, so if you have headphones, put them on now as we ride the Walt Disney World Railroad at Magic Kingdom.
Welcome aboard the Walt Disney World Railroad. For your safety while the train is in motion, please remain seated with your hands on seat length and set the train at all times. For the comfort of others, please don't eating, drinking, or smoking while aboard the train. And please supervise your children, keeping all small children to the inside of each row with a responsible adult on the open right-hand side. We begin the all-clear forward motion. So please sit back, relax as we are. All aboard!
Welcome aboard the Walt Disney World Railroad. We're about to take a grand circle tour of the Magic Kingdom, which stops along the way at Frontierland and Fantasyland. Sit tight. Keep your hands, arms, feet, and legs well inside the train. We're leaving Main Street Station right now, so wave at the ride. But if you stay on board long enough, sooner or later, you'll be back. Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias. For an old conductor like me, there's no better place to ride the rails than the Magic Kingdom. By the way, we're traveling on pure steam power. This old locomotive is descended from the mighty trains that powered the golden age of steam. And just like me, it's a little old-fashioned. Now, jungles of Africa, Asia, and South America. At the Magic Kingdom, anything is possible, and we're headed straight to the heart of Adventureland. It can get pretty wild in these parts, especially if you run into Captain Jack Sparrow. He's hiding out among those scurrilous pirates of the Caribbean. So whether you're boarding a boat for the jungle cruise or flying overdose of bravery. As for me, I'll stay safe and sound right here aboard my train, if you don't mind. We've reached the wild west of the Magic Kingdom, Frontierland. This outpost is home to the colored wagons, cows, and country boys. And we've got our own range of exciting adventures. You might catch a runaway mine train at Big Thunder Mountain, or hop on over to Splash Mountain and join Brer Rabbit for a 50-foot drop straight down into the Bladder Patch. We've reached the Frontierland Station, everyone, so sit tight until we come to a complete stop. If you disembark here, please carry your strollers all the way off the platform.
As we approach the station, please remain seated until the train comes to a full and complete stop. And I've given you those 2 words of all clear. Please stay seated, everyone. Remain seated, our train is still in motion. Stay seated. Remain seated. Stay seated, please. Stay seated. All clear. Welcome to Frontierland. This will be your access to Adventureland and Liberty Square. If you're staying with us, our next stop will be Fantasyland Station. Please watch your head step as you exit and make sure you exit the platform completely before you decide to unfold those strollers. evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard the Walt Disney World Railroad. For your safety and the safety of those around you, please remain seated at all times, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train while moving motion. If you have small children, please supervise them, ensuring they are seated to the left-hand side of the row or the center of the row with the responsible adult on the open outside end of that row. And for the comfort and courtesy of those around you, please no eating, drinking, or smoking while on board the railroad. Please do with those gauges here for forward motion. So please sit back and relax. We are all aboard. And folks, just a reminder, once this train is in motion, it will be stopping very briefly. And in that time, we ask you to continue to remain seated. Remain seated, folks. We're about to begin moving in just a second. Remain seated, folks.
Howdy, folks. If you're just joining us, welcome aboard the Walt Disney World Railroad. We're headed for Fantasyland and to Main Street, USA. Everybody stay seated. Keep your hands and arms, feet and legs safely inside the train. And as always, keep an eye on your little ones.
Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias.
As we head into the American wilderness, we'll pass by the dusty little town of Tumbleweed. The runaway mining train, this Thunder Mountain Railroad. The runaway train. Now I ask you, is that anything up to your own? I feel right at home here in the prairies and forests of the American wilderness. These woods haven't changed much since the days when settlers started heading west. Nowadays, the rails can carry us safely through the wild. The trip that used to take months can now be made in just a few weeks. There's plenty of deer, antelope, and elk feeding along the banks of the river. And naturally, many early settlers decided to put down stakes in the deer too. Of course, those early settlers weren't the first to make their home in this wild frontier. These native tribes of Plains and trading for centuries before we ever came along. They were the first to tame the wild horses of the American plains, long before our big old iron horses started chugging through these parts. Almost out of the woods, folks. Coming up on the most magical of lands, Fantasyland. A place for any dream to come true. Fly over London with Peter Pan. Set sail on a small world. Take a trip under the sea with the Little Mermaid. Be our guest at an enchanted park in the beach's past. Or journey into the Seven Dwarfs Mine, where a million diamonds shine. Whether you're a pixie or a princess, or just an everyday dreamer, there's always something special about Fantasyland. If you've been riding trains as long as this old-timer, you may remember the days when the circus would come to town on the local railway. Well, the circus is here. It's set up permanent headquarters as the Fantasyland Story Circus. On the Barnstorm, a rollicking ride of circus acrobatics and coaster thrills. This station is also your gateway to the rest of Fantasyland and Tomorrowland. Now, please wait until the train has come to a complete stop. Gather your belongings and carry your strollers away from the platform before you start unfolding them. That way we can start getting ready. For those of you disembarking, please watch your step. Thanks for traveling with us on the Walt Disney World Railroad. Join us again real soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we approach Fantasyland Station, please remain seated. Until we come to a complete stop and I give you those two match boards
your safety and the safety of those around you. We just need to wait for the train to come to a full stop, and we'll wait for a whistle to the engine. And you will also wait for my all clear. Remain seated, folks. And we're all clear. This is Fantasyland Station. If this is your exit, please watch your heads and step. And if you're not sure what you want to hold, please wait to leave before you begin unfolding it. This is also your gateway to Tomorrowland. And if you're sticking with us, our next stop will be Main Street, USA. And if you're sticking with us, folks, we ask you to do us a wonderful favor. If you have 4 or less people in your room, scoot all the way to the left-hand side of your row, as close to that panel as you can get. These rows should be looking about 5 adults, so if you so kindly crawl the way down. We would like to accommodate as many guests as we possibly can, and we really appreciate your cooperation.
We'll have plenty of time to tour the Magic Kingdom after the big show. This is your house for Walt Disney World Railroad.
Well, that's why I turned around and looked at you guys and
Circle tour around the Magic Kingdom.
you guys are looking at me like you're in the headlight. I'm like, get one. Well, I knew after I stopped that people would get off and we'd be able to sit together, but
At this point, this is public transportation. Yeah.
Rascal Experiment 626, better known as Stitch, always up to his usual antics. Buzz Lightyear is scouting for a few good space rangers. Even the monsters of Monstropolis have taken a shine to Tomorrowland. I hear those monsters are pretty funny. They're sure funny looking. Yeah, the future is here today at the Magic Kingdom. And the future looks like a lot of fun. But when they're working on the railroad all the good long day, it's nice to come home to good old Main Street, USA. Inspired by the small-town dreams of a young Walt Disney, a walk down Main Street is like stepping back into the early years of the 20th century. Of course, ours is a Main Street of the imagination, and we've got our own hometown hero, Mickey Mouse. Mickey and his friends are gathered at the town square theater.
Look over here to the right, down the street, look right up in the castle to your right.
Attention all passengers. As we pull into Main Street Station, I do ask that you remain seated until the train comes to a full and complete stop, and I have given you those seats. That's the word for all clear. Most of might say all clear, that means the state leadership is on the train, so please be safe, and look for now, all clear. Stay safe, ladies and gentlemen. Stay seated. Not yet. Please stay seated. Please stay seated. And now we're all clear. Please watch your head step as you depart the train. If you have children, you hold it as you pass those exit seats. And welcome to Main Street, USA.
And there you have a grand circle trip of the Magic Kingdom on the Walt Disney Railroad, starting from Main Street and then going all the way around. That is something that I really haven't done until recently. In fact, I was actually starting this podcast and recording audio for this podcast when I thought, you know, there are things I haven't done. Now, at Disneyland, I have several times done a trip all the way around because you get to go to the Grand Canyon and Primeval World. But I realized on my trips to Walt Disney World, it was something I never did. And most of that is because, if I only have a limited amount of time, there's other attractions I would rather ride first than the railroad. But I have since learned that the railroad is quite nice, and it is a nice little trip. I, of course, love the animatronic stuff you see as you go around, especially I love seeing the back of Big Thunder Mountain Railroad when you go around and seeing sort of the little town back there and all the little animatronic fun stuff they have. And I love seeing the Native American village and the rattlesnakes and the boa constrictor and all that, or not boa constrictor, rattlesnakes and the crocodiles and all that kind of stuff. It is a lot of fun, and it is something I have grown to love to do. So I hope you enjoyed that trip around the Magic Kingdom on the Walt Disney Railroad.
Do you agree or disagree with our thoughts on this attraction? Or do you just want to let me know what attraction we should go on next? Send me an email at hello@SaturdayMorningMedia.com, or you can let me know via Twitter, where my username is ToasterBoy, or post on the Attraction Checklist Facebook page at facebook.com/Attraction Checklist. This episode was edited by Steven Staver. Attraction Checklist is a production of Saturday Morning Media and is made possible by the Saturday Morning Media Patreon patrons who've gone to patreon.com/Saturday Morning Media and set up a monthly pledge for as little as $1 a month. Patrons get new episodes before they are released, downloads of the ride audio recorded for each episode, and exclusive bonus episodes featuring attractions from other theme parks. If you'd like to support the show and the other fun content from Saturday Morning Media, become a patron. Head on over to patreon.com/Saturday Morning Media and set up your monthly pledge today. You can also tell a fellow Disney fan about the show or leave the show a review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. Thank you so much for listening. Attraction Checklist is copyright 2020 Saturday Morning Media Grant Pachoco executive producer, all rights reserved. www.saturdaymorningmedia.com.
You've been listening to Saturday Morning Media. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.